Hi everyone, this is Dan and the future holds crypto. I haven't actually uploaded any videos in the last year or even more because I didn't have anything else to share from what I actually shared with you in the past. Uh, I don't like to talk about any movement in the market. You see a 10%, 20% move in crypto, which is actually just another Tuesday, and talk about it from just to get clicks or views on the matter. I just don't do that and I don't care about that. The fact is that I've seen a lot of influencers that you see a 10% move, okay, this is the end of the bear market. This is the beginning or the resume of the bear market. Some claims like that I just cannot stay behind or stand behind them because they nobody has the information here. We have a very interesting situation where we have a global economic um, a global economic situation where you have the inflation, the interest rates, the war with in Ukraine. There's a lot of things that are going on here. The uh, the clash with the Chinese system, the fact that China and BRICS are trying to undermine the dollar. There are so many things on the table that it's very hard to predict, especially on the next move or on a 10% or whatever percentage. The macro perspective is at least something I'm trying to focus on. And I've said something. I don't have any information that you don't have. I don't think that you need to try to put everything on the table. Nobody will have the whole picture. One thing that I know is that crypto for the moment has been following a 4 year cycle. All is actually related to the Bitcoin halving event. I'm gonna stick to that. So far, it was actually pretty accurate, including the what happened in the last bear market. You had the halving event in 2020, 1 year and something after you had the peak of the bull market. Well, nothing changed. So you have all of this macroeconomic situation, all of the things happening in the world. Um, Things can change. Maybe it's actually the first time when crypto is dealing with something like this. This might not actually live to see the other day. However, I'm gonna stick to this because it's something that did not change until now. So I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not going to put everything else or try to uh, catch any small move of the market and try to redefine the waves. So the next halving event is 2024. If things happen something like in the past, we'll see something in 2025, the peak of the bull market. Nothing is guaranteed. However, I'm gonna stick to that. Now, with everything else that is happening, with all of the lawsuits, the SEC, the attacks, remember that I've been actually invested in XRP, and actually I've been part of um, the situation where SEC actually sued Ripple in 2020, in December 2020, and they fucked up basically the all of the uh, potential of the XRP in the previous bull market. Now, basically, SEC is going after everyone. It's something that actually we discussed on the channel in the past. Um, the old system is inevitably fighting the new system. I said it lightly when I said it in 2020, I believe, or 2021. I was not expecting it to happen so fast, but it did happen, and it is nothing that surprises me. Well, of course, it's not pleasant to go through it, but it's actually very interesting because how do you expect for the old system to accept the new system without a fight? It was always on the table. It's actually happening now, and there's a good side to it. one thing is that, for example, for XRP holders, um, we have 2.5 years um, of advance compared to the others. That's one thing. Secondly, is the fact that whenever you see something like this, it means that you should. I mean, the drama is actually quite intense. That means that we are actually nearing a top or something like that, a top of pain. That means that I'm happy to see this. It was always going to happen. The old system was always going to fight the new system. So I'm actually happy to see this peak of attack, because um, it was always going to happen. The sooner it happens, the better. And I have no certainty, but I do have a very strong belief based on past historical data of the human experience, that the new technology will actually prevail. Whatever these guys are doing to fight the new system, they won't be able to actually win. That doesn't mean you won't be affected, that doesn't mean the price won't be affected. That might mean that we have to stick here for a longer time for this to play out, but the sooner the fight starts, the better, because it started. It's actually I feel that this is kind of a peak, or near the peak of the fight. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not sure what cards they have next, but at least we are in the middle of it, at least. So it's good that we see this happening. It's good that it's happening now. We are closer to the end. This is the final boss. So it will be interesting to see how things are playing out. And we discussed about this. US is the strongest. Well, they have the strongest currency. How do you expect the government to say, okay, use this crypto, and this will probably weaken the US dollar? How can you expect this to go easily down, right? And something interesting here is that we have discussed this in the past, but even Gary Gensler actually uh, has confessed to this. And I'm watching Blockchain Backer, which is one of my favorite YouTubers, who actually has also seen this and has noticed this.
Even the Binance sell-off, shoving it in Gary Gensler's face. Gary Gensler went onto TV yesterday to accidentally show his cards.
Look, we don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar, it's called the euro, it's called the yen. They're all digital right now.
To show that this has nothing to do with securities, this has nothing to do with investor protection, this has nothing to do with saving the little guy or retail, it's to protect the man behind the curtain. And I thought Jim Bianco over here on Twitter made a really good point, as he does do macro investment research for Bianco Research LLC. He said, I'm on vacation this week, I'm trying to touch grass. The short answer of what is happening in crypto this week is bullish. The SEC and Gary Gensler put their cards on the table. Now they can go to court and ask a judge about those cards, and I don't think Gensler will like what the court will have to say. And as Stuart Alderati, lead counsel of Ripple, says, the allegations in these suits are just that, unproved. The SEC, despite what Chair Gensler pretends, does not have a magic regulatory wand that it can just wave and say tokens are securities. Looking forward to how the courts and Congress will take this. Of course, quoting Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, saying, if it wasn't already clear, it should be by now. Chair Gensler's laughable pro-innovation stance, as he said today, is exactly the opposite. What this also tells me is that the SEC is throwing lawsuits at the wall and hoping they distract from the agency's FTX debacle. as of course the SEC was privately meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried, while all of their political buddies were accepting donations from Sam and FTX, and of course that was the biggest crypto collapse in modern times, right underneath the nose of Gary Gensler. So of course, go after the biggest players in the space now, go after Coinbase, which the SEC approved to IPO in 2021, try to save a little bit of face, and then screw it all up.
Look, we don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar.
So let us control the money printing. Let us control inflation. Let us control modern monetary theory. And the reality is the genie is too far out of the bottle. Either way, I digress on that topic. As Jim states.
So yeah, the blockchain backer actually has resumed it very well. It's the fact that, you know, digital currency.
Short answer of what is happening in crypto this week.
The digital currency and the central bank digital currency, which we talked about in the early 2021, it's actually that something that is inevitable since China started with the digital yuan. Everybody was going to follow that, and calling it digital currency does not mean it's similar to cryptocurrency. No, I'm not saying all cryptocurrency is good, because I've seen a lot of centralized project bullshit and everything. But one thing is for sure: when you have a central bank digital currency, the government will have 100% of that currency. You actually will be part of their control. They will control every move you make with the money. You probably will, for example, let's say that you do a tank refill for your car, and they will say, okay, that's enough for this week. You can do another one. You do another one in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Maybe they will look at a trend. Maybe you won't even know you're influenced by the government. They will say, okay, this money is flowing in that direction. Let's do some campaigns to redirect this money into another type of expenses. You won't even know it. Maybe you will comment something on Twitter. They won't like it, and they will say your money is not available for this month, and unless you delete that tweet, you won't be able to use your funds. Basically, they will have full control of your life and your expenses. The fact is that crypto is actually one of the few places you can go to that you will be able to control your own money. Yes, I know that the debacle with Ledger and what happened recently, there will be solutions to that. However, there won't be any solution to central bank digital currencies. Crypto will be the only place to go to. So keep that in mind. The fact is that, as Gary Gensler said, they want to make you believe that whatever is today in the form of central bank digital currency or digital whatever is the only option. You don't need anything else. Let them control everything that you do. Well, it's a matter of taking the responsibility in your hands or own hands, or accepting the dominance of the governments all over the place. It's up to all of us. It will be interesting to see how it plays. My 2 cents will be that they will lose, and decentralization will win. But that's only my take, and we will see what happens next. However, is there anything that has a chance? Is this. So let's watch how it plays out. Make your bets carefully. Don't ever invest more than you can lose in anything. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.